If you're a little bit sad today, and I can understand that because these pictures are amazing, that video is absolutely incredible. And it brought a little tear to my eye. But if you're a little sad today, here's what Greg would say. Fuck that, right? He would, right? We are here to celebrate the life of a truly great guy. And we're going to do it through your stories. We're going to do it through the songs that you had a chance to co-write. And if you want a chance to speak tonight, just see me. Because we want you to come up and tell stories as we celebrate the life. You know what? Look, come on up. Bobby S. is here. And he had a very special part in Greg's life because of this man right here, Greg found himself again in music. Come on up, Bobby S., everybody.
As Dave said, I'm the one they call Bobby S. Owner of the Red Line Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And before I say anything, I want to say a prayer. So if you could just indulge me for 10 seconds. Lord, we ask for your protection and direction. And we ask that you go before us and straighten our paths. For everybody in the room and their families, I ask that in the Lord's name. Amen. Amen. Greg Matthews was not a good person. Greg Matthews was as fine a person as God ever put the breath of life into. Greg was maybe one of the kindest people I ever met. He was an unusual man in that he was more than willing to take whatever knowledge he had and share it with all of you, with no strings attached. He wasn't looking for anything back. He did it because it was the right thing to do. That's who Greg was. I'll tell you how I met him real quick, because that's a story in and of itself. Ken Kennedy, unfortunately, pushed the rock off the cliff. He knew I was looking for bands, and he said, "Hey, I've got a guy. You're going to love him. He's fantastic." He said, "His name is Carlos Rodriguez." That's how I met. That's how I met Greg. Carlos came into my bar. He says, "I want to play here." I said, "Carlos, until I hear you play and see you, I'm not going to hire you." So I went and saw him. I hired him like that. And the night he was coming to play, here comes Ken with his gear. Here comes Carlos with his gear. And Carlos is wound up. He said, "You're not going to believe the sets we put together. We're going to kill it tonight. You're going to love this show." I said, "Okay, just get set up so you'll start on time." He said, "Oh, by the way," now he had a 3-piece band. We agreed on the number. He said, "Oh, by the way," he said, "Todd Albert will be here too." I said, "Todd Albert? Wait, we had 3 people. Now we got 4? He said, "No, he's part of my crew. Don't worry about it." Okay, Carlos. And I turned to go, and he said, "Well, one other thing." He said, "Greg Matthews is going to be here too." I said, "Greg Matthews? Who the hell's Greg Matthews?" He said, "He's part of my crew. Don't worry about it. It'll be good." I said, "We went from 3 to 5. He said, "Well, there may be 1 or 2 others." But that was Carlos. So they came in. They killed the first set. I mean, killed it. And I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's great." And I see Matthews over on the side. He's not on the stage yet. He flips open his guitar case. He grabs a bar stool. And he gets up on the stage. And he starts playing. And he's telling a story about a dog chasing a car or something. But he's got a gravelly voice. And the people like it. Well, while the band's off the stage, he plays for about 10, 15 minutes. And right as the band's getting ready to come back on the stage, Matthews launches into Blue on Black like Kenny Wayne Shepherd and knocks it out of the park. Woo! And the crowd loves it. So they had a great show. I paid them. They came back and played 2 more times. And the 3rd time he comes in, Carlos says, "Hey, are you still looking for somebody to run that singer-songwriter night for you on Monday?" I said, well, I've had 3 hosts. They all crashed and burned. I said, so yeah. He said, well, I got somebody. I said, who? He says, Greg Matthews. Yeah. So I said, Greg, you've never run a singer-songwriter night. What makes you think you can do it? He said, well, you know the guy you got on Thursday nights, Russ the Cass? He said, I've been bird dogging Russ the Cass. I've been over at Belcourt Taps for the last 3 weeks, getting names and phone numbers. He says, I got 25 people lined up. And a lot of those people are in this room tonight. Greg, the first night we had the show, it rained like crazy. It was terrible. One of the people didn't show up. I said, Greg, what are we going to do? He said, don't worry about it. I'll get up and play. And he did. That was a great show we had, and I appreciate it. It's great to see all of you people that came in and played for us. It really is wonderful to see everybody here and the turnout. But I sold the bar, and the new owner wanted to keep Greg on, and Greg said, no, I'm going to take a different direction. And what happened at that point in his life touched even more people in this room, because Greg turned into a prolific songwriter, and I still go see him. He'd be down at Whiskey Bent. I'd see him there. I'd see him at the listening room. He was at the Bluebird. He's over at the Commodore. He was everywhere. 12 keys. He was everywhere. And he helped so many people. And then he got sick. Sadly got sick. And somebody said, Greg's in the hospital. So I went and saw him. And I walked in the room. He said, Bobby, yes. I said, Greg Matthews. I walked up and I gave him a hug. He said, I got to get out of here. I really knew these people are crazy. So he said, hang on, I got to pee. He swings his legs over the bed, and I take a step from the back of the bed to the side just to catch him if he needed it. And he wobbled a little bit and caught himself. He takes, he's wearing the hospital gown. He takes about 3 steps. And he turns and he looks back over his shoulder and he says, I know you're looking at my ass. I said, but I'm not going to cover it up. I don't have any semblance of dignity left after being here a month. And that's who Greg was. He had a sense of humor that would kill you. I said after I spoke what I was going to do, unless somebody wants to jump up here immediately, I'm going to ask everybody who's written with Greg, everybody who's sang with Greg, or everybody that's been in a band with Greg to come up here. We're going to take a picture.
Let's do it.
And so let's do it for Jamie.
Do it.
Come on, people.
I found some change in my ashtray for just enough gas. I had a hot date with Amy for my homeroom class. I burned the last of my rubber down Sycamore Street. I made it damn near to heaven in that Chevy's backseat. I've driven through life like my hair was on fire. I wish the road had been as smooth as my tread. Had all that I needed, but not all I desire. But I'll get there one day on these 4 old ball tires.
How about some music? What you feel? Feel like some music tonight?
Sounds good to you? Sounds good to me? Hey everybody, Trey Ackerman here. Greg and I met here at the Donelson Pub when we were doing Writers Nights, as well as Mr. Greg Wilson and Mr. Joe Gazzelli. The 4 of us used to do a lot of shows together, and I went through my calendar and saw we'd done over 100 shows together. But we only wrote 1 song. I'm just kidding. We did. This is the first song we wrote, and I'm gonna play it for you. It's called "Along for the Ride." Put your mistakes behind you. Let the blue skies remind you. And the white lines on the highway lead you to a better day. From where you've been to where you're going, love will lead the way. Things went to hell in Colorado. It's not the path you thought you'd follow. You were busy making plans. Life seemed to pass you by. Don't be afraid of letting go. Go along for the ride. So go ahead and take a chance. No hands and no regret. Wind in your hair, it's time to fly. Go along for the ride. With it's success or disaster, the destination just don't matter. You find the devil in the details. It's the journey that's the prize. So let your heart be your guide. Go along for the ride. So go ahead and take a chance. No hands and no regrets. Wind in your hair, it's time to fly. Go along for the ride. You go ahead and take the chance. No hands and no regrets. Wind in your hair when it flies. Go along for the ride. Just let your heart be your guide. We're all along for the ride.
Yeah!
Thank you, guys. Thank you, dancers.
Greg and I shared a lot of beers, a lot of bourbons together, and I loved him like a brother. We'd have such deep conversations, Greg and I, and it would always come back to Jamie and how much he loved her and how she saved his life. So let's hear it for Jamie. Thank you so much, Jamie. And I know Greg would be loving this right now, you know? And I just wanted to say a few words. I made some notes, so I hope you don't mind, okay? And if you want to talk today too, please see me. We'll get you up here to say some words about our great friend. So, I'll start with what you all know, that Greg was like a one of a kind. He really was. He was a talented performer, a gifted songwriter, and a storyteller who could make you feel every word he sang. But as great as he was on stage, and he was great, he was an even better friend off stage. And I know that you would agree. Greg had this incredible way of connecting people, didn't he? He never met a stranger, just people he hadn't laughed with yet, right? And that laugh, oh my God. Was it infectious or what? He had this guffaw. Oh man. I will never lose the memory of Greg's laugh and his jokes. And I've said this a million times since I learned of his passing. Anytime you ran into Greg Matthews, and I'm talking anytime, it became the highlight of your day, right? Think about that. Is that the truth or what? Because no matter what you were going through, life, whatever, Greg had a way of making it better, didn't he? Yeah. Always willing to share a laugh. Put his arm around you. Say, hey man, ain't no thing. He loved music too. He really did. And Bobby S., you revitalized his music career, man. With that red circle. Red line, which is an amazing thank you for what you did. And he loved performing. He loved the community that came along with that. But more than anything, Greg loved people. He really did. And as a test to that, look at all the people around you today. That's you, Greg. That's you, man. We're here to celebrate your life. Greg's songs will keep on playing. His voice will keep echoing. And every time that we tell a story about Greg, he'll still be doing what he always does, what he always did, making our lives a little brighter, right? We were lucky to know him. Lucky to laugh with him. And lucky to call him our friend. So today, if you hear laughter a little bit louder today, a little bit louder than usual, or a song that hits you very hard in that heart, don't wonder why. That's Greg Matthews working the crowd. I have a feeling that heaven just got a little louder today. Because he crashed through those gates on those 4-ball tires, right? It was a lot more fun today. And somewhere up there, I think Greg is hosting an open mic and he's signing people up, right? Because the truth is, Greg didn't just pass through our lives, guys. He left music in our lives. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. It's Greg's good friend. Everybody, Mike and Oprah.
I'm just a little taller than Dave. Want to turn out. Love you, Greg. Check 1, 2. So I just want to tell a couple brief stories. Whenever I first met Greg, as I moved out here in 2019, I'm a drummer by trade, and I was looking to network around, and I ended up going to the Commodore Grill. I knew I was going to have to learn how to play some guitar if I wanted to get out and do some rounds, and I always piddled, but nothing serious. Went out to the Commodore Grill, and I saw these 3 guys out there on stage performing. It happened to be Greg Wilson, Trey Ackerman, and Greg Matthews. Yeah, man. Dynamic trio for sure. When I heard them play, and I thought about playing guitar and getting up there, I said, shit. So this is the standard I'm going to have to get up to, because anyone knows seeing those 3 perform at the same time is quite a spectacle, man. It was always a great show, great harmonies, and just Greg would tell so many stories. You were lucky to get 3 songs in if you could at the Commodore with him talking. But I did write a song with Greg. We never finished it. The only thing we ever finished was a bottle of bourbon. With coffee, by the way. But Greg and I became really good friends, and his wife Jamie, who, where's Jamie at? Where's she at? Is he here? There he is. There's Jamie. Love you, darling. How about, Jamie, you were everything to Greg. I'm gonna get emotional. You were everything to him. He loved you so much. Talked about you all the time. And I just want to let you know, we did talk about you a lot, but they were all great things. He loved you so much. This was, I think, one of Greg's favorite songs because I look back at the lyrics on this, and it really seems to fit you and Greg as well. This one's called Fallen. Looking back home when we had just begun to live our lives not long ago. We had every reason to decide to stay together or go home. Well, I'm not that same, but she's right the same. I really wouldn't have it any other way. I would have. See, I'm falling in love with you again. I'm falling in love with you again. I'm falling. Oh, I'm falling. You've been by my side through the storms and hellfire, glory to a light. You were there to pick me up, dust me off, and set me back up on my way again. Oh, now I'm not that same. But she's quite the same. I really wouldn't have it any other way. I would now, you see, 'cause I'm falling in love with you again. I'm falling in love with you again. I'm falling. Girl, I'm falling. I am falling. I am falling. I am falling. In love with you again. I am falling. I am falling. I am falling. I am falling in love with you again. And I keep falling. Yeah, I keep falling in love with you. Falling in love with you again and again and again. Yeah. I keep falling. I keep falling in love with you again. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Micah.
Sir.
Oh my God.
Stand up, Dave. I am standing up. I heard that since I was in first grade, guys. Zach, come on up here. You know, Zach Kennard and I, there's a picture up there of me and Zach and Greg, and I will cherish that memory for as long as I live. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on that second one, right in front of my house. How many people knew here that Greg could draw? That drawing is absolutely incredible, isn't it? Oh, man. So Zach and I had a chance to write with Greg. He had never co-written before until that day. And Zach brought an idea, and I'll tell you about it a little bit later on. But Zach wanted to play a song and say some words. Everybody, Zach Kennard. Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, so like a lot of you here, I met Greg at Red Line. Greg used to come over to Belcourt Taps when he was trying to get a songwriter round going. He kind of recruit people from Belcourt Taps and get you over to Red Line and play. Anyways, I love Greg. The moment I met him, he was such a great guy. You know, I don't think I ever heard anything negative come out of Greg's mouth. He was always such a positive guy, always joking. You know, and, Greg and I both had driven trucks for a while. We kind of, you know, he was a truck driver for a little while, and we talked about that. And, I don't know. I was trying to go back through and find some songs we've written, and want to do one that Greg and I wrote with Hal O'Dell and Ben Gerald, and we did it. It was about 2-3 weeks after my dad died, and Hal came with this idea, a couple of lines, and anyways, this is called "Missing Someone." I'm missing someone that don't know I'm gone. Driving our old Silverado, westbound from Colorado. Oh, and I don't know how this is done. I'm missing someone. How time rolls and leaves us behind. It'll tug at your heart, Lord, and weigh on your heart. Oh, I don't know how this is done. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone. Someone that gave me my name. All they see is a stranger. Days between silence and anger, all as they slowly come undone. I'm missing someone. How time rolls and leaves us behind. Tug at your heart, Lord, and weigh on your mind. As it slowly come undone. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone. Someone that I used to be. Back when I still believed. For love took the best parts of me. Oh, now look what I've become. I'm missing someone. slowly come undone. For I don't know how this is done. Look what I've become. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone. Thank you all.
Before we get to you guys, Anne-Marie wanted to come up and say a few words. Freddie Gregg, so come on up. She's short like me, I love it.
I'm short like him. He loves it, he said. Well, I just want to say Greg was a great man. Jamie, we go back, way back. Lena, Matthew, Christina, my cousins right here. I just want to say I met Greg about in 2022, after COVID, when everybody was starting to go out and get out again. I just want to read something that I'm a singer-songwriter too, but I've really not explored it as much as I'd like. 1 second. I lost my message, but Greg and I were talking for a few years. I would send Greg my videos of performing in New Jersey, just, you know, like with a 60-year-old guitar player, but sometimes he fell asleep on me. But it was still fun getting the experience. So it starts back in 2022. I'm looking at my messenger from Greg, and I said, "Hi, Greg, here's a song we're practicing. Remember the Nazareth version of Love Hurts?" So I sent him the video. "Sounds great," he says. "Practice this week. It's really rough." I think he fell asleep. I didn't say that. I used to think that practice till you get it right. Then someone told me, practice till you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't speak to them anymore. Ha ha ha. He goes, "I'll give it a listen in the morning." Okay, talk soon. By the way, when I saw this new friend request, I thought you'd been hacked. I guess it is really you, so I'll be your friend again. Thanks. Yeah, none of my friends trust me anymore, he said. None of mine ever did, he said. I got smart friends. Then I sent him a video of me singing James Taylor, You Got a Friend. And then he sent me the Greg Matthews singer-songwriter. You know, I was asking for where his site was. Then, you know, I said, "Howdy, I'm coming in for a month." And it was like, you know, Jamie's doing good. She's working her butt off, he says. But this is when his health was declining. And he was taking a sabbatical. And we really tried to get in touch. And I said, "I'll remember you in prayer, brother." And then he got back up and he started playing again. He started working with you beautiful artists and all of his friends. And this was in May 15th, 2023. "Could you play some chords, Greg? Can you just give me some ideas?" Because at that time I lost the sleepy guitar player. And he said, "I haven't released anything since last July." He goes, "My 6-song EP is going to be available on streaming platforms soon. Do you use Spotify or Apple Music?" We just went back and forth for a while. And I just was so inspired because you know what he said on May 17th, you guys? 2023 at 9:32 p.m. He goes, "Oh yeah, hanging out and playing with this group of friends is the most fun I've had with music." That was Greg's words. He loved all of you so much. Talked about his potluck dinners. And I want to say that he was always a great, beautiful person, and you can see it in this room today. I'm glad we all knew Greg. May you rest in peace. God bless you all.
Cedric, get up here too before the next song. You know, it's so weird, man. I keep seeing Greg here people that remind me of Greg. Mark Nolan tapped me on the shoulder a little bit ago, and he had that hat on and that goatee, and I'm like, Greg! I know, right? There's another guy over by the bar, and I'm like, Greg! I know. He's here in spirit, man. He's with us right now, and he's loving this. And you know what he'd say if there's any tears flowing, right? Fuck that, right? Let's hear it. Fuck that. We're celebrating life. I first met Greg at Sherry Conrady's house. She had a little house party, and Greg had the funniest T-shirt on. It was, you know, the one with the stick figures, and the guy goes, "I got your back." I just died laughing, and we were friends ever since. So, and we wrote that really cool song together, "Jumping from Cloud to Cloud." We had so much fun writing that song. Cedric Israel's a great guy, and I want him to say a word. We're going to do a toast right now. You ready for a toast to Greg? There you go, my friend.
Thank you. So my name is Cedric, and so this bottle of whiskey here, I wanted to share with Greg a couple months before he passed, and we kind of set up the date. But then on the date that I was going to come over, I was feeling just a little bit sick, so I texted him and said, "Hey, man, I'm not feeling tip-top." He said, "Well, maybe we'll find another time to do it," but he passed, so we never got to. But, I'm sure that, we all loved, had a great time with Greg. And I just want to say, man, Greg gave me a chance when I first moved to town. Met him at the 12 Keys Saloon, and, man, he said, "Hey, please record some of my songs." So I got to spend some time recording like 3 or 4 of his songs. I'll never forget the afternoon. We had Greg Wilson, Trey Ackerman, and Greg over at my place. And we popped out the whiskey, and we started recording and singing and drinking. And I've never laughed so hard in my life. That was definitely one of the best ever. So, like Dave said, we truly are the lucky ones to get to know him. And I'm just so grateful for Greg. So if you got a glass, also, I'm going to pop this open. I can't drink this all myself. I got to drive home. So maybe I can find a couple of willing volunteers to help me share a shot on this one. But, all right, I got Dave volunteering. I'm sure we'll find a few. So, cheers to Greg. Here's to Greg. So, yeah.
Greg's the bartender that gives us a whole bunch of glasses. Yeah. Maybe you can champion that. She said, get us a bunch of little glasses and we'll do a little trivia. And while we're getting ready for that, how about some more music? Efren and Lauren. Efren White.
Sailor song. Six from seven to the northern star. Each you it up where you are. Small in this world, and smaller still. In the past beyond of the living world.
All the others
the triples to the rocket, just a block to spelling. People want for a light down street of the rocky shores with you.
Thank y'all.
Let me know when y'all got and they're ready. And come up here where the dance floor is. We're gonna hold them high for Greg. For the mayor. Y'all want to toast? Come on up, brother. You know toast. He got to toast. He's the toast master, Bobby S. Where'd you go? You okay? Come on over. We all called him the mayor. He was the mayor, right? How many people remember and called him the mayor? Right? He will always be, man. The mayor of Music City. Yeah. Bobby, you leave me hanging, bro? Come on. There he is.
In honor of our friend Greg Matthews, here's to it and back to it. If you get to it and can't do it, call on me. I'm used to it. Yeah.
Wow, I'm probably so sick and tired of people introducing me as the guy that wrote Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Randy and Greg wrote a killer song, and I'll let you tell me.
Well, it's not March without a Christmas song, is it? This one, Greg and I and Jim Martin and Beverly Penley were all involved in it. It was Beverly's idea. But it was Greg who took it and made a wonderful recording of it and a video to go with it. It's out on YouTube and it's worth checking out. It's called Jingling All the Way. And it goes like this. Don't mind the tuning. Sitting on it now. Sitting by the U-Haul. Oh, that mistletoe ain't nothing but a tease. So kiss me like it is. Love me like I dreamed it. Oh, you make my tinsel tingle as a jingle all the way. So put on and rock it around. The Christmas tree ain't gonna be no silent night. We'll get wrapped up in this ribbon and tangled up in Christmas lights. There's a little gift in your stocking. You won't wait till Christmas Day. So that's enough come till the morning, jingling on the way. gonna raise such a clatter, the neighbors will all jump out of bed just to see what the heck's the matter. But they could hurt nothing yet. Got champagne for toasted. These chestnuts are roasted. I'll forget the good, baby, you're my favorite dream. You can be my Christmas girl, I'll be your heart to hell. We'll be ringing in the season, baby, jiggling all the way. Put on rocking around the Christmas tree, ain't gonna be no silent night. We'll get wrapped up in this ribbon and tangled up in Christmas lights. And there's a little gift in your stocking. We won't wait till Christmas Day. So let's rock a pump down till the morning, jingling out the way. Rock a pump till Christmas morning, jingling out the way.
We want to get him to do a song tonight. Come on up, Jimmy.
What's up, man? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to see you. Standard tuning? Good.
Well, I can see your baby hanging up your clothes on the line, watching you move. Give me an appetite. I need more chicken and a man ain't alive. Yeah, the way you move. Oh, you shake that thing just like my old washing machine. I need more chicken, man, alright. The way you move, you shake that thing. You make me wanna sing. Oh, and when you say bye, you make me wanna cry. I need more skin, man, alright. Get there. Yeah, I can see you, baby, hanging up your clothes on the line, watching you move. Give me an appetite. I need more chicken, man, alive. The way you move and you shake that thing, you know you make me wanna sing. And when you say bye, you know you make me wanna cry. I need more chicken, and you go. Thank you all for listening.
Jim Martin, everybody in this town knows Jim. Come on up. Come on up. Come on. Go your $10, $10, everybody get $10. Everybody go to 10. Come on. Come on. We are out of the figure ones, right? With Greg flipping everybody off. Because that's what he'd be doing today. Especially if he were shedding his hair today. He'd go, fuck that, man. We're celebrating his life. An amazing life he led. Come on, who wants one? Come on. Come on, where? Where? There we go. We got one. Only 11 left. 11 more to go. Come on, who needs one? You gotta keep your drinks cold. Here we go. Hey, we've been 10, and we go 10, 10, gonna see 10. Oh, you ain't got one there. Oh, my hot date with Jamie. You got one, Jamie? Joe, you got one? Who needs one? Anybody else? Come on. Come on. Only 11 left. 11. All right, I'm gonna hit you up again. I'm just telling you. That's the kind of guy I am. Sherry Carmody, y'all. Sherry. All of them. Oh my God, folks, Buddy Fowler is paying for all of these, so if you don't have one, but that's everybody. If you don't have one, you got one now, courtesy of Buddy Fowler. I know I just dropped them. It's because you made me drink that shot, Ridge. I must admit, I've had dry January until today. Sherry Carmody, y'all.
Thank you, Dave. I just want to say, like Dave just said, he told you what Greg would do, what he'd want you to do today. But I can tell you, he loved so many of us, and he would be bawling if he were at one of our services today. I love Greg. I met him when I first came to Nashville. Greg was the first person who offered to play guitar for me on stage. I thought as a songwriter, I'd just come here and pay somebody to do their writer's rounds. I learned that's not how it works. And Greg is such a, you all know him. He loves so many of you. You all have stories. But one time, Greg and Dave and we were writing a song. It's called Jumping from Cloud to Cloud. And it ended up being a really fun round song, like in the rounds, good party song. And it included the words doobie bong bong. They were in there somewhere. We had so much fun writing that song. And also Greg also was a big fan of Ridge Banks. And Ridge isn't going to get up here. I think it's going to be too hard for him. But when I told Greg that Ridge and I had been dating for a year, we hadn't let anybody know, I just remember his response. We were at the Commodore, and he just looked at me with his mouth wide open, and he's like, no effing way. He used different words. But he said, you two of my favorite people are together. He was so happy. And Ridge and I got married a year ago, and a year and a half ago. But I know Greg loved Ridge too. Ridge really loved him. But also, Greg, I met Jamie before I ever met Jamie, because Greg talked about you all the time. He'd share songs and words he came up with for you, how you inspired us so much. You're so supportive. And I just want to say we love you, Jamie, and we're all here for you. And we love you, Greg. We know where you are in heaven, and that's all I guess that's about all I have to say.
Next, he and Greg and Kari wrote this one together. Did you?
We did at the Holler.
Wow.
Greg came out to Honky Tonk Holler.
The Honky Tonk Holler?
Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
It was an honor. The mayor arrived.
Mayor arrived. Jimmy, do you want to say something before we get into the next song? Jimmy Hawkins, you want to come up? Come on up. Jim Hawkins used to hang out at the 12 Keys with Greg and I all the time. I don't think he ever missed a night. This guy became a dear friend of us both. And He wanted to say a few words. This is Jimmy Hawkins, everybody.
Jimmy.
12 keys. After the music was over, he sat with me at the bar and we talked for about an hour until we were on courage to leave as it was past midnight. 8 months later, we got together to write a song at his place. Neither of us were feeling great, which began a discussion of how it sucks to get old, and it does. He, of course, offered me some of his stash, which I politely declined, thinking I'd never make it home. We settled for beer. He told me how he had almost died a couple years before this and didn't understand why God had kept him around. It was out of this rather dark discussion that started May 19th of 2023 that the first truly great song I had ever been a part of was born. He played it out many times and stated how he felt that maybe this song itself was the reason he had been kept around. He loved this song and recorded it at Cedric's studio. This song changed my life because he made me believe in songwriting and made me believe in myself. This became a very personal song for both of us. I will spare all of us the pain of me trying to sing it, but I want to read you the lyrics. It's called I'm Right Here. I've been there, I've hit some walls, had more than my fair share of broken love and lost it all. I've been there, scared to death, ran out of reasons to believe and ran out of breath. Well, I guess it wasn't done with me just yet. I'm right here. I didn't get here by myself. Somebody prayed and gave a damn when I had nothing left. I'm still here. He must have more for me to do. One day someone's going to need a prayer to hold on to. Let me tell you, I've been there, and I'm right here. I've been there, walked in your shoes, caught between a hard place and nothing left to lose. I've been there, screamed, God, why? Lord, what's the point in going on? He said, listen, child, one day your song is going to change a life, maybe even save a life. Well, I'm right here. I didn't get here by myself. Somebody prayed and gave a damn when I had nothing left. I'm still here. He must have more for me to do. One day someone's going to need a prayer to hold on to. Think that maybe that someone is me. Let me tell you, I've been there, and I'm right here. And I think he is right here.
Love that song. I always love that song. Great job. Thank you, Chief. I'm just so overwhelmed right now, and I know Greg would be too. He'd be wandering around, cracking jokes. He'd be loving this, wouldn't he?
Say something first.
Well, we sure can. This song was inspired by Greg's awesome humor. And he came up with so many good lines at the ranch. And I was able to get him some special Norwegian cheese from my Danish tour. He loved that, didn't he? Yes. I gave him some to take home. He liked it so much. So this one here is inspired by it's a drinking song, so we raise it up to Greg. Yeah. Oh, the Anheuser.
All right, I'll tell you real quick. I remember meeting Greg, and what a genuine soul, what a great guy. No guards up. Just wanted to be nice to everybody and welcoming, humble, inviting as a songwriter. There was, we wanted to write together, and we made it happen. And fortunately, we had a beautiful voice with us. And I fell in love with the guy the first time I met him. I'm so sorry he's gone. When we wrote this song, we had no idea what was going to happen in the Bud Light camp. And so I told him later, I said, man, that sure is a shame about that whole Bud Light thing. And he said, well, it's still a great song, and I have to agree, it's called Anheuser's. All right?
All right.
came to about noon. How the hell did I get home? Last thing I remember, I was sitting drinking about her being gone. 2 cups of coffee in, and that old memory showed back up. Whatever I went and did last night, I didn't get her done. I love my Anheuser. What I think she said was all a little foggy. I was drinking when she left. I won't stop till I forgot what I forgot to forget. Hell was her name. No doubt I'm coming down with a real good taste of Anheuser. Our keys in the fridge. My boots are scattered across the yard. I'm gonna pick back up right where I left off, if I can only find my car. With a little luck, it 2 for 1, so that'll be a blur. I'm not in denial, but I ain't looking for no cure. I love my Anheuser. What I think she said, it's all a little foggy. I was drinking when she left. I won't stop till I forgot what I forgot to forget. Hell, what's her name? No doubt I'm coming down with a real good case of Anheuser. Yeah! I love my Anheuser. What I think she said is all a little funny. When she drinking when I left, I won't stop till I forgot. Till I got to forget. Hell, what's her name? No doubt I'm coming down with a real good case of Anheuser. No doubt I'm coming down with a real good case of Anheuser. What do you say, bud? I need a beer.
Cheers, Greg!
Thank y'all. Boy, that Greg was good, man.
That song was going to be performed by
Yeah, he really was.
Joe Bazzelli, and it's a very special song. I thought Melanie would come up and say a few words. Come on up.
Yeah, no plug in. Sound good.
Michelle, it's all yours, girl.
So my name's Michelle, and I used to be married to Carlos. Greg and Carlos went to high school together, and Greg got married and moved to Chattanooga, and then, I don't know, it was like mid to late 90s. Carlos had his t-shirt printing shop stuff in a storage unit. And he went to the storage unit to get something out of it, and who did he run into but Greg Matthews? And Greg said, yeah, my wife threw me out and I'm moving back to Nashville again. I put all my stuff in storage. And Carlos is like, well, where are you staying? And he's like, well, I haven't found a place to stay yet. And Carlos is like, well, come and stay. We have an apartment in our basement. So Greg came and stayed in the basement for free. But we had no heat down there, so we called it living in the basement for freeze. And we were going to a church, Contemporary Baptist Church, out in Mount Juliet. And Greg started going to church with us. And before too long, our music director left, and Greg took his place and became the music director at our church. And I was the children director, he was the music director. And Carlos played guitar and drums and we rocked in the church. And then at some point, our pastor left, and our church split half in two. In our new church, we were called Heritage Community Church, and Greg was our pastor. He became an ordained minister, and I know people that thought Greg was the pastor. He was an awesome pastor. And everybody, I can honestly say, everybody that went to our church to this day still has a relationship with the Lord. And I know when Greg got to the pearly gates, God said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." And so our church kind of had a theme song, which Greg and Carlos were always my guitar players whenever we sang these songs. So I don't have them with today. I have it on the track in my phone. So forgive me for me not being live. And I'm going to try to sing God is good all the time. God is good all the time. With a song of praise in this heart of mine. God is good all the time. With darkness light will shine. God is good. He's so good all the time. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. Put a song up in the heart of mine. God is good all the time. Through the darkest night, the light will shine. God is good all the time. You walk through the valley and the shadows all around. Do not fear, He will guide you. He will keep you safe and sound. He has promised to never leave you, nor forsake you. And His word is true. God is good all the time. Put a song up in the heart of mine. God is good all the time. Through the darkest night, the light will shine. God is good all the time. We were sinners, so unworthy, but for us He chose to die. He filled us with His Holy Spirit, and we can stand and testify that He has promised never leave you, nor forsake you. And His word is true. God is good all the time. Put a song up in the heart of mine. God is good all the time. In the darkest night, light will shine. God is good. God is good all the time. No, I may not understand all the plans You have for me. My life is in Your hands. Through the eyes of faith, I can clearly see God is good all the time. Put a song of praise in the heart of mine. God is good all the time. Through the darkest night, the light will shine. God is good. God is good all the time. God is good all the time. Put a song of praise in the heart of mine. God is good all the time. Through the darkness, the light will shine. God is good. He's so good. Our God is good. He's so good. Our God is good. I just want to say one other thing. So at the church that Greg started going to, there was this cute girl named Jamie. And she was saying, I don't know, she's really cute. Should I ask her out? And then my daughter Megan, who was 4 at the time, said, you two should go on a date. And then Jamie came over to the house for something, and Megan hollers out, Greg, your date is here. And she escalated it up to the next level because it absolutely was a date, but they were being too shy to call it that. So I say that my daughter Megan fixed it up. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. That's awesome. Hey, by the way, Patty, this cake, I don't know if you haven't seen this cake. There's like a little bit of it left. There's a really cool picture of Greg, one of my favorite pictures of Greg, on that cake. So, you know what, I found out, you know, cake and beer goes it's not bad, right? Janet, right? We're going to get Janet and Charles up here in just a little bit. But this is a really special song, and I remember the first time I heard it at the 12 Keys, and we've got Mo and Joan here from 12 Keys. Greg was the mayor of 12 Keys, you know. So let's get Joe Bazzelli up here to sing this song, bro. And I know you're taller than me. Do you want to sit down?
Greg Matthews loved a lot of people, but he didn't love anybody more than he loved Jamie. And he wrote this song for her. It's called Butterfly Effect. Thought I fell in love before, read her at first sight, fell right back out again, shattered dreams and bad goodbyes. The moment we first met, goosebumps and butterflies, the day just like the rest. After all this time, I think I finally got it right. Still hear music in my head every time I hear you laugh. Something flutters in my chest. You still get to me like that. Can't believe we made it here, and the magic hasn't faded yet. Every time you're here, I get the butterfly effect. Quite say just what it is. Keeps us from brand new. Still feel the first time in your kiss. One touching girl, I'll do. It's all because of you. Still hear music in my head every time I hear you laugh. Something flutters in my chest. You still get to me like that. Can't believe we've made it here, and the magic hasn't faded yet. Every time you're near, I get butterfly effect. My heart skips a beat when you walk in the room. That smile tells me the butterflies still get to you too. Everybody. Still hear music in my head every time I hear you laugh. Something flutters in my chest. You still get to me like that. Can't believe we made it here, and the magic hasn't faded yet. Every time you're here, I get. Every time you're here, I get the butterfly effect. The very first round I came to see in Nashville,
was here, and it was Greg Wilson and Trey Ackerman and Greg Matthews. And I'm so thankful that I came that night because I made some really good friends. And there's a lot of love in this bar tonight. Thank you guys.
Me too.
Joe Bazzelli. Joe Bazzelli.
Well, Janet, I can't say enough about Janet right there. Janet Cox helped to organize this whole thing. Let's get her and Charles on up, because they wrote one of my favorite songs. And Greg had the whole second verse, you know? Yeah. Come on up, this is a perfect time for this song. Y'all drinking? Are we drinking? We're drinking for Greg tonight. No tears. Because remember what Greg would say about tears, right? Everybody say, fuck that! Jay Charles, everybody!
Hey, y'all. Thank you. Ciao. Thank y'all. Everybody that's here, I know you're all as sad and as happy as we are to be here. Hey, Matthews, we used to do a little show down on Broadway at Whiskey Benson on Sunday mornings. It was the only singer-songwriter show down on Broadway, and Greg just loved it. He would come on Sunday mornings. He's like, "I'm coming whether you get me up or not. I'm coming." And yes, and so we would get him up a lot. But I have to tell you, there was this one Sunday morning. I'm going to try to keep it short because I know we're running long up here. But there was one Sunday morning and Sunday is like the people are coming into town or they're leaving town, and it was packed. It was wall-to-wall people, and he was singing, and everybody was singing along with him and just loving everything. And when he came off stage, he said, "Jim, thank you. I feel like a star."
And he was.
And I said, "That's right, you are a star, because everybody that you meet, you light their world." This is a sing-along, folks.
My tongue is stuck to the roof of my mouth. My left eye is swollen shut. These jacked up boxers I'm wearing, feel like they're tearing a new hole in me butt. The noggin is rapping like my testicles just with a flogging on the bar of my pipe. Me whoopies with whooping.
It's the lady with drooping.
Ain't short, I feel like shite. There's only feelings left on the Harley blower. Before he turns away, he didn't bother you to say, "Son, you can't pick up me unless you start in the morning." You gotta start in the morning. The second verse is all Greg. I went out of me mind several times last night.
Your flies when you're in a coma.
Lost me kids, me virginity. Where's me keys? Where's me keys? Me stomach is churning, me wiki is burning. I think I miss me mind the most of all the things that I love. I'm over. I'm over. And only things left on the Harley blower. Before he passed insisted that we put a limerick here. It is a drinking song. So we came up with a circle that we can't sing for anybody. There was a fellow all covered with hair. Anyway, we came up finally with just enough to convince. My head still hurts. I see. I went out of me mind several times last night.
Sure twice when you're in a coma again.
Both begins.
It's twice.
Virginity. Where's the key? Better. Stomach is turning.
Whiskey is still burning.
I've been possessed. I wish I still had half a dollar. There it is. I wish I still had half a dollar that I spent on all this booze that I swallowed. I once drank so much liquor. We had to call Greg Matthews and the vicar.
I'm not going to sing this next line.
He woke up in the
Still singing. Hey, I'm hungover. There's only three left on me, hardly clover. Before he passed away, he and his father used to say, son, you can't figure out the day. Get started in the morning. La-da-dee, la-da-dee. You gotta start in the hair of the dog in the morning. That'd be great.
One of my favorites. Yeah. Love that song. I totally missed it. I totally did. Raising up a beer. We used to go to JD Port. I remember one time, and if you all have stories like this, please tell me. We'll have you come up and talk about it. It was my birthday, which is August 22nd. I wasn't doing anything, I had nothing planned for that day. I'm checking my emails, taking it easy, and I get a little text from Greg. Bro, it's your birthday. What are you doing? I'm doing nothing. He goes, it's Tuesday. 2 for 1 at JB's. Right? So we went. And a few hours later, I'm calling Patty, hey, can you pick me up? I love that man. Brother Joe, get your butt up here, man. A.L. and Brother Joe have a video that streams online. It's my wife Patty's favorite, which is their version of the dance and the song from Lady Gaga from the movie Star is Born. It was the perfect blend with Rachel playing, and Rachel's here tonight too, playing piano. It's got over 500 million streams, because Garth put it on his show. And it's just an incredible song. Brother Joe is an amazing artist, and I wanted to bring him up to sing his song, everybody. Brother Joe, okay? Yeah, please do that one. Yeah. Standard 2.
Man, he loved all your faces so fucking much, you know that? Freaking Greg Matthews. I lucked into a songwriter who was Elliot Matthews, and I had a plate of sausage and cheese. I was just gonna get into my sausage and cheese, and that was gonna be it. But they pulled me in, and I feel like one of the loveliest dudes ever that I got to be a part of that. And the song is called Hard to Leave. It's a song about making it hard to leave when a girl walks into a bar and you just don't want to get out of there. The irony is the last time I sang this song with him on stage, he literally laughed himself to the floor in a face fall. You all know the story. He literally hit the floor and made it hard to leave the bar that night. Here we go. It's for you, Greg. I just paid my tab and it's getting kind of late. Early's gonna come real early, gotta be at work by 8. I was heading for the door when you walked in. My jaw was on the floor along with all of my kisses. It's on between what I need and what I want. I know that I should go. I've already stayed here longer than I wanted to stay. When you look, girl, when you look my way, those sweet cherry lips and hypnotizing eyes, the way you smile at me, it makes it hard to leave. Baby, take my hands and lead me to the floor. I'm feeling that groove yours, it leaves me wanting more and more and more. I get to know you, the closer that we get. There ain't no way this country boy is leaving yet. I've already stayed here longer than I wanted to stay. Yeah. When you look, girl, when you look my way, those sweet cherry lips and hypnotizing eyes, when you smile at me, it makes it hard to leave. Hey, get in for that first good night kiss, baby. I'm all in. Stay longer than I wanted to stay. When you look, girl, when you look my way, all those sweet cherry lips and hypnotizing eyes, the way you smile at me, it makes it hard to leave. I knew that I regret the moment that we met. I knew that I regret the moment that we met. Yeah! Oh man, we'll never regret me. Greg Matthews, love you, love you, love you.
Every now and then in this town, you run into a talent and you go, how is he not a huge star? Greg and I both agree. Let's hear from Brother Joe, y'all. You know, AL had to leave, but I wanted to tell you, AL, we wrote a song with AL that she's going to release real soon. But AL has been working the radio for Greg, and I really want to applaud her for that. On the station out of Houston, Texas, I believe it's KFPT.com. And on May the 6th at 8 p.m., they're doing a whole hour dedicated to Greg Matthews' music. She sent him his music, and they loved it. And they're going to do various interviews with some of us that have had a chance to write with Greg over the years. And then they're going to put it on the web so that we can all see it. So it's KFPT.com. And definitely, if you follow me, I will post that so that you can follow the website. So I think that's great for Greg, don't you? Big old radio airplay. Before we get to our next act, Mark Noble, we've got Justin Love coming up in just a little bit. I wanted to bring Bobby S. up again. Bobby got.
You know, when you become friends with somebody,
you learn a number of things about that person. You start to look at how they handle themselves, who they associate with, and generally behind a good man, there's a good woman. A lot of people don't realize when Greg got sick, he'd have been here a couple of years ago if it hadn't been for his caregiver. And what's remarkable about Jamie is when I would go to see him, and when she'd come to the door to let me in, she always had a smile on her face and a twinkle in her eye. I never once saw her brow furrowed. I never once saw her down in the dumps. She was upbeat, proud to take care of her man. She stood up with a spine like steel. And when things got real bad, she got real tough. Wouldn't bend. Still had that smile on her face, Jamie Matthews. I respect you till the cows come home. You are a remarkable woman. And Greg said he was lucky to have you. He said he won the lottery when he got this year. I love you, baby.
Hey, Mark.
If you've ever written lyrics with Greg, raise your hand. You guys are liars, because he writes all the words. This next song, I got 2 or 3 syllables and at least 8 letters, so I'm feeling pretty good. I wanted to write a country song, but I hate cliches, so I looked up Greg and I said, man, let's do a country song, but I don't want to write red dirt, trucks, and my dog, and all that stuff. So we came up with this idea about farms and how Music Row is a tough row. Watch my daddy and his daddy before, bringing it back to crazy bushel of corn. This season and he said, I had a different song playing in my head. I'd rather give my bliss to picking his guitar and busting my ass with that damn no bomb. Tough road, actually is a tough road. From Music City, I'll break all bus. Neon streams and a couple $100. People say you're crazy, man, but I was scared. They don't want to hear the songs and say, sign right there. But those record people, they didn't like my hits. So I was busting on Broadway, playing for tips. Nashville, it's a tough road. Nashville. Day after day, playing these songs. Oh, somebody wants to sing along. Walking these streets, putting on a show. 16th Avenue's a tough road to hoe. Nashville. Building these songs like a split rail fence, polishing the lyrics till they make some kind of sense. I realize my chances for a #1 hit is like fine and gold in a pile of cow set. Running around this crazy old town and all my dreams fit low tied down Nashville. It's a road, Nashville. I admit sometimes I feel
music, my own farm. Who thought music was this damn hard? Trying to get heard in a town this loud. It's like playing 40 acres with a walk behind a cloud. But I'm crazy like a mule, and I won't quit. Yeah, we're doing great sporting. Let's hit another leg, Nashville! I didn't have to, but I figured it out. After 15 years in this 10-year town. Nashville Street sitting up paved with gold. 16 down is the top from the whole Nashville. Talking about Nashville is Nashville. Talking about Nashville. If you wrote a song with Greg, come see me. You're gonna put them on all in one CD. Yeah?
It doesn't matter who you were, if you were playing in one of my rounds there. Greg was in the front row rooting you on. It might have been your first time ever playing in front of somebody, right? But Greg was there. And so many times he would approach you like Jim over there, Michael Severetti, and talk to you, encourage you, write a song with you, man. That is a guy with a big heart. I mean, really. Thanks, Randy, for reminding me of that. Absolutely. I know we both did that shot, right? And I have been like alcohol-free since January the 1st. I was doing dry January and it just kept going until I got the news I was doing some freelance work. And my buddy Justin was there when I got the text about Greg's passing. I went back home that night and there was like a half a bottle of Buffalo Trace, a couple of cubes that I'd been carrying of January the 1st. And I grabbed this and I took it upstairs to Patty. I'm drinking this for Greg tonight, brother. We just finished up that bottle, man. Because that's what Greg would want us to do, right? This guy's amazing. He's another one of those artists that you just listen to him and you watch the way he performs and you go, why isn't this guy like nationwide, worldwide? He's that kind of talent. Get over here, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear a lot more about this guy in the next year, I promise you, because I know some things I can't talk about. But this guy is about to make it big time. It's Justin Love, everybody! Yeah. Before we do that, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Yeah.
I am a behind-the-stage kind of person and cheer for all of these songwriters that are amazing and have touched my life in so much. But Greg Matthews is the glue that brought all of us together. Yeah. Okay, so I'm challenging every one of us. Excuse me in the back. We have got to stay together. Y'all are songwriters, and he would be proud of us if we stuck together. He has brought so many people together, and I love every one of you all. And I don't even really know what to say, but he is going to be a big piece missing out of this puzzle that we call Nashville. But we've all got to stay together.
Thank you, Michelle.
Well, you know, sometimes you get songs, the titles and the hooks come to you, and you start writing them yourself. I didn't do that with this one. I already had two people I wanted to write it with. I called them both up. Greg Wilson being one, and Greg Matthews being the other. It was a great sandwich back there. I was in love with both of them. And I wouldn't have asked for this song to turn out any different and written it with anybody else. But guys really helped me and I let it course, like Michelle said, you look around this room. I mean, I wasn't expecting to cry. I've cried twice already, and it's a beautiful thing, you know. Even though he may not be here physically, spiritually, and musically, he's everywhere in this room, and so I'm grateful to be part of that. That's what I can sing with you. It's one of my favorite ones. First caught the dream when I was 8. Mom singing in the kitchen while Daddy played. But I remember the day it really grabbed my soul. Heard 3 wooden crosses on the radio, on a $50 pawn shop guitar. I learned Amazing Grace and Your Cheating Heart. On my front porch stage I stole the show. It was 1,000,000 miles to Music Row. It's the music, it's the lyric, dying for someone to hear the song that's beating to this rhythm in my heart. 'Cause when it's passion, it don't matter what you're chasing's worth going after. There ain't no turning back, I've come too far. I threw that old 6-string in the back of my Ford. With a tank of dreams, I headed north. Up ahead I can see that neon glow. Just a few more miles to Music Road. It's the music, it's the lyric, dying for someone to hear the song that's beating to this rhythm in my heart. 'Cause when it's passion, it don't matter what you're chasing's worth going after. There ain't no turning back, I've come too far. Sometimes it still feels 1,000,000 miles away. But on days like today, on the Donelson Pub stage, pouring out my heart in every note, I finally made it to Music Row. Well, they say there ain't no place like home, and I found mine on Music Row.
Yeah.
I love you, Greg.
I can't tell you how many times at 12 Keys I brought up Greg Matthews and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Wilson." And he'd go, "No, I'm Matthews with 2 T's." I got to tell you a little story about that song right there. I remember Greg texting me about this. He was so excited. They played it at the local one night, and the guy who wrote 3 Wooden Crosses, Doug Johnson, was there. And Doug was so impressed. He decided to play a song, and he borrowed Greg's guitar. And he goes, "This is great, man. Doug Johnson borrowed my guitar." So cool. Very cool. Ellis, get your butt up here, man. Ellis Driven. Never missed a 12 Keys, man. He is country to the bone.
Well, thank y'all. Having a good time with everybody else. Thank you, Greg. I don't think I ever thanked Greg for salvaging this song from my spiral notebook graveyard. But Thank you. This was one we wrote called Green Lights. Thought of being a lot further down this road by now. Hills and bends and dark dead ends just been more than I can count. Dust myself off, pick myself up by the bootstraps one more time. Now I find I'm catching these green lights every now and again in my life. Little signs that help me realize I'm doing alright. I find them one at a time. Time after time, I'm catching these green lights. Slowing down their crossings by mine. Had a lot of friends who lent a hand when I needed it the most. Sure, where I'm going, I'm damn closer than I've been. Finally making real good time. Catching these green lights every now and again in my life. Little signs that help me realize I'm doing alright. I find them one at a time. Time after time, I'm catching these green lights. Slowing down their crossings by mine. Their crossings by mine. Just leave a little golden love light my way. Like green lights every now and again in my life. Little signs that help me realize I'm doing alright. I find them one at a time. Time after time, I'm catching these green. Slowing down and the crossings by mine. And never crossings by mine. And never crossings by mine. And never crossings by mine. Thank you, Greg.
All right. Who did I say was next? You know, I look around this room and I see so many people that I've met through Greg, you know. And I know Greg would be so ecstatic about today. So thank you for all making it happen. Is there anybody who would like to say anything at this point and hadn't had a chance? By the way, Brandon and Ben over there are taping all of this. And I want to hear it from them again, too. They're going to make it available on YouTube. Who wanted to come up and say something? Come on up. Come on, Miranda, let's do it. Greg Matthews, or Greg, there I go again. Greg Wilson couldn't play tonight, and that's just our loss. But he's here to say a few words. And I think through Greg, I met Greg Wilson. He used to tell me, he said, man, you got to meet this guy. He's a hell of a songwriter. And Mayhem was right about that. Greg Wilson.
Right back at you, man. Well, guys, I so wanted to play tonight, but I've got a shoulder situation going on that's not letting me play. So I really wanted to play center, and I'm so sad that I can't do that. I get very emotional.
Hey, y'all.
So I met Greg at the Commodore. At the Commodore Grill. He was sitting in the back of the room, and I came off stage. He introduced himself. He said, "Hey man, I really like your stuff." He said, I'm organizing a new round at the Red Line, and I would love to have you come play. I said, "Absolutely, man." So, a friendship developed from there. So he came over to my apartment when we first moved to Nashville. We were in Goodlettsville. We didn't know where we wanted to live, so we got a little apartment in Goodlettsville. So Greg came over and we wrote, and that first write we had, I've never laughed so hard in all my life. I can still hear that man laughing today.
Me too, bro.
And there's so many stories about Matthews. I don't have enough time to tell all of them, but probably the most interesting or crazy one was we were on the stage at Commodore, and I don't even know who was on stage with us. It was me and Matthews, and I don't know who else it was. Zelly, were you with us?
Might have been Bazzelli.
Might have been, yeah.
So we're up there, and Greg is playing, and they told us they had this new rule at the Commodore: do not cuss anymore, do not use any profanity.
The hell with that!
So he comes up, and the first thing he says is "fuck." Good Lord, they're gonna throw us out of the Commodore grill of all places. So anyway, we're playing, I look over, and he didn't put his dentures in properly this time. And so he's about a third into his song, I look over, and his teeth are doing this. And I lost it. I look over at him, he's doing his damnedest to try to keep him in and keep singing. So he finally just stops and says, "Fuck it." We took him out and put him back in and tried again. And got about halfway through the song and they started doing this again. So he took him out and he put him in his pocket.
That's our Greg!
Put him in his pocket. And the crowd went crazy. So that's just one of the many, many, many stories of Greg Matthews. And I'm so glad that he and I, our paths crossed. Genuine friend, love that man. Greg Matthews.
I'll tell you, my story's not nearly as funny as his is. But Greg and I and Joe Mazzelli, we did a lot of shows together. I think I mentioned earlier, I was going through my calendar, and there was more than 100 shows that we've done together. And we love to tease each other and joke around up on stage. Greg would be singing, and I'd reach over while he was singing and grab his bourbon. Start drinking his bourbon, and he'd look over at me. I'd put it back. And then another time, I think it was you, me, and Matthews were playing. And he had his phone up, and he was reading the lyrics to a new song. And so I got my phone out, and I called him. His phone started ringing, and he saw a picture of me on his phone. He just looked over at me like, "You son of a bitch." You remember that?
I do. The funniest story, though, was when we were at 12 Keys on stage, and Matthews is not paying attention, and Ackerman reaches over and unplugs his guitar.
He'd been playing some lead with somebody, with Greg, and while he wasn't paying any attention, I just reached over. Everybody at the bar was like, "Do it, do it, do it." So I unplugged his guitar cord, and then I stuck it in my pocket so he wouldn't find it. And then he looked all over the floor for that guitar cord. Just my guitar cord. So it was always stuff like that going on, and then we'd text each other, jokes back and forth, to tease each other. And I'll tell you, I was never blessed with a brother. I had two sisters growing up, and I had a few stepbrothers, but that didn't count really. And I could say, as a grown man, Greg Matthews was probably about as close to me as a brother we treated each other like a brother. That's the kind of relationship that we had. So I prayed for his family, and I know you guys loved him. And it's a big loss for y'all, and I hope you'll see all of us as an extension, brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we're here for you. So God bless you.
Thank you guys. Yeah. You need more, Mike?
No, I don't know. Let's see. Test 1, 2. Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Banks. Am I ready to roll here?
You're ready to roll.
Can we get more guitar? Give me a little more. There we go. Well, Greg, you took my teeth story. I was the one next to him. Yeah, and I think there was one part where they flew out and caught him. And then he just sat him there. And everyone was staring at him because I was right next to him.
That's right.
That's right. And you know, that was a Friday night. This probably recorded. I wasn't going to play tonight because just not quite over it. And having a hard time, realizing I'm not going to see him no more. You know, and some of his comments from the crowd, right? So this song is called Stare Too Long. About now, he would say, the Stalker song. And I just want to say one last time, it's not the Stalker song. That's what he always called it. She walked through the door. My heart hit the floor from across the bar, looked deep into her eyes. She carried herself with a certain kind of pride that even her modesty couldn't hide. The time to look away, you come and go. My subtlety's now strong. I didn't do anything wrong. I just stared a little too long. Walking down the street, never know who you'll meet. Got her left as she walks by. Got away for something sweet. I look back, all eyes meet, just hold right there for a little while. The time to look away, you come and go. My subtlety's now strong. I didn't do anything wrong. I just stared a little too long. Usually I can tell if you wanna be under my spell. It's your heart that I see. Sometimes love doesn't speak. Come on, baby, just play along and stare a little too long. It might be your lucky day when that right girl comes your way. You sing to her this song when she stays.
hair's a little too long.
Down, you brought a bottle over, you guys killed it. You had a really good afternoon.
That's a song we wrote.
Yeah, what was the song? You remember?
We didn't finish it, but it was called, what was it called?
Oh, you didn't finish
Shouldn't
it?
be. Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't. There you go, shouldn't on me again.
There you go, shit on me.
Yeah, something.
Is that a Greg Milk? That's a Greg Matthews song for sure. Come here, Trey Ackerman.
Guys, I'm sorry, I had one more story I forgot to tell you. Picture this, it's the local. It's me and Greg Matthews and Justin Love. We did a hell of a round. We just finished one hell of a round. And we get off the stage, and this girl approaches us and wants all of our autographs. It was that good, I'm telling you. Yeah. And come to find out, she was a bachelorette, part of a big party of bachelorettes, you know. And she said, will you sign our inflatable penis? So Justin Love goes, hell no, I'm not signing that damn thing. Get that out of my face. You remember that, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, the picture there, I got a picture of it on my phone right here. What the hell are you talking about? I got this picture right here. Greg Matthews said, hand that over here to me, I'll sign it. So he signed it. And then they passed the penis to me. And so I signed Greg Matthews' name a second time. And that's how I caught COVID for the first time. Right?
That's hilarious. Trey, thank you so much. Greg and I had so many great times at 12 Keys Saloon. And they called him the mayor because he really was the mayor of 12 Keys. And we used to do the Wednesday night things there. And then we started this Saturday thing, Greg and I, we love Saturday afternoons because it was like, right now, day drinking, right? This was the owner at the time. Everybody, my friend Mo Strong.
Hello. We did have 12 Keys, and Greg was in fact the mayor of 12 Keys. So here's to the mayor. But I have a little story. So Greg used to come into 12 Keys, you know, every now and then. And so he was there one afternoon, and it was just me and him. He was actually there the day our liquor arrived.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
We actually took a picture of us doing shots, and it ended up on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I had to explain that to the liquor control guys. But anyway, he was there, and we were just kind of talking and not really doing anything else. And then this couple came in, and as usually in the afternoon, it was just me and Greg. We were not that busy. A couple came in, and they sat down. They said their plane was delayed, and they had looked up on the map and found out that there was a bar nearby the airport. So they came and sat down with us, and their plane was getting delayed and delayed and delayed. So they had talked about, do you ever have music here or anything? And I said, well, you're not gonna believe this, but there's a songwriter sitting right here at the bar. And I'll bet if you ask nicely, I can give him that guitar and he'll play some music for you. So he sat there, and their plane kept getting delayed and delayed. He played for 2 hours, sitting at the bar. And their plane was fine. They were finally told that they were gonna leave. And they said, we've been here for a week. And we were downtown all week. And we can't believe that we came here and this is the best music we've ever heard in Nashville.
Greg, man.
And then, about 2 weeks later, I got a box delivered to the bar. And there were 2 jars. And Jamie, I know he cooked something with this. There were 2 jars of blueberry barbecue sauce in it that these folks' company produced. And they sent them to the bar, one for Greg and one for me.
Oh my God.
With a note saying what a great time they had listening to Greg at 12 Keys.
Wow. Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Mo. I never get. We asked for a spokesman from the family to come up and say a few things. Maybe sing a song. Peter Phillips, come over here. Sit right here. Sit for Peter, everybody.
Yeah, well.
Mike, okay?
Yeah, I hope so. I've known Greg since we was in high school. So he was like 17 years old. We smoked pot, ate Doritos, and played music in my living room until, our jaws hurt from the Doritos. He was the same guy back then as he was right now. I mean, he was funny as a rubber crutch. He had more euphemisms than I did, and more. He sure did. Yeah. I mean, he had something for everybody, and he could insult you in the nicest way. He's a great artist, great friend, a companion. He used to run away from home sometimes, and he'd come to my house, and sometimes he'd stay for a week or 2. And and because of all of his warts, that's why I loved him. He was just a very genuine, real person, and all the people that he does love, I notice also are very real people. From Greg, Joe, Jamie, me. Trey, everybody that is in his life that is really he holds dear, are just who they are, as they are. How many stories that all of you have told and have educated me, because I don't know all of y'all. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but then I hear Bobby S.'s story. I hear everybody's story, just like, oh, you're him. Oh, you're that guy. Oh, I remember that. He's the one that I'm going to start the songwriter around at 12 Keys. Okay, well, great. He's he and I never wrote a song together, but this one I wrote for him. I didn't think I just might go on and have my funeral before I die. We'll buy a brand new suit I can wear. I'd love to see everybody who shows up there. There'll be a party, make no mistake. It'll be a day to be at my wake. We'll laugh and joke and drink, and we all get our fill. Well, then once again, I'll stick all my buddies with the bill. Later on, I'll ride the back of that demo and I'll try and relax, cause later on, maybe when the timing is right, well, I'll introduce my girlfriend to my wife. Well, they won't find me in no cocoa ground. I doubt my body it will ever be found. She's read every episode of CSI. That's why I'll just go on and have my funeral before I die. Well, I thought was a year. It turns out my wife was married my girlfriend. When I was there, it was a beautiful sight, but not many people get out of this world alive. Wishes here, Greg.
Thank you so much for your time.
Did everybody hear me? Okay, cool. So I met Greg through my friend Sherry at Red Lines, like so many of y'all did. And I'm a songwriter. I'm a lyricist, so none of you really heard anything that I've written yet, but that's all changing. And in fact, I'm very grateful that my friend John Sparkman has said that he'd help me write a song for Greg, because it's been coming through today, and he's such an incredible man. Every time I would see him, I would just go up and give him all kinds of hugs and love, and we laugh and we joke, and like everybody has said, I've never met anybody so genuine, so funny, and just such a big heart, and I'm so blessed to have had him in my life like y'all. And Rob Mays, a friend of his, wrote a song with Greg called Unplug, and he didn't get to be here today, but he asked me to see if I could get it done and play it for y'all. So Gary is going to play it for you whenever.
Who is?
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah.
Get up here, Gary.
On the phone. Yeah, it's a recording. It's on Spotify, and Greg Matthews actually co-wrote it because he's an artist. Rob Mays is an artist and an actor, so it is on Spotify if y'all want to download it. So.
Go for it. She was like, what do you mean co-write? We got together, and you know what? And I wanted to mention too that he was born here all his life. And that's my favorite song he wrote with Bill O'Hanlon. I wish Bill could be here tonight to do that song. So we sat around my dining room table where I do the podcast, where he was on once. If you haven't heard that episode, it's Old Guys Rule. I tell some really cool stories. And Zach goes, I got a song idea. Greg and I are like, okay. He goes, I want to write a song about my bald tires on my truck. I look at Greg, he looks at me, we're like, right. And there was this silence in the room, and Greg looks up and he goes, no, wait a minute. I got it. I've been running around on bald tires my entire life. And they both look at me, right? And I went, well, I've been bald for a good part of my life, so you know. This is still one of my favorites. I want to do it the way he did. Here's what sets it apart. It's the Greg note. Ready? Here it is. How about one more time? That's for you, brother. Found some change in the ashtray with just enough gas. For my hot date with Amy over there in my homeroom class. I burned the last of my rubber down Sycamore Street. He insisted on Sycamore Street. I don't know, Jamie. I don't know what that connection is. I nearly made it to heaven in that Chevy backseat. Well, I've driven through life like my hair was on fire. Wish the road was as smooth as my dream. I've had all that I needed, now all I desire. But I'll get there one day on these poor bald tires. Come on, Janet. It was a hell of a day, but that May pop to blow. Y'all know what the May pop is? It's a tire so bald that it may pop anytime. He had a really good alternative, which was pick a really bad day for that good ear to blow. But then it ended up being, what's a really bad day for that May pop to grow? Blow! If I'm late one more time, man, they'll let me go. But I'm a one-man pit crew and I slap on the spare. Clock didn't right after whistle on the ring and the prayer. And I've driven through life like my hair was on fire. I wish the road was as smooth as my prayer. I had all that I needed, and all I desired. But I'd get there one day on these 4 tires. Yeah, I'd get there one day, these 4 ball tires.
We're there with you. Come on.
Now,
You got it.
fuck it, right? Fuck it! Fuck it! Now when I die, don't you put me in no new Cadillac. You just take my old pickup, leave it down in the back. I wanna sing hallelujah in the angelic choir. When I roll past those gates on these 4 old ball tires. Everybody! Oh, driven through life like my hair was on fire. I wish the road was as smooth as my prayer. Yeah, that all that I need, not all I desire. Well, I'll get there one day, these 4 ball tires. Yeah, I get there one day on these 4 ball tires. Thank you all so much for being here. I know Greg would love this, man. You all are so special to me. I love you.
I couldn't remember it.
Y'all give it up for Dave Linehan for hosting all this time. Great job, Dave.
Thank you guys. My honor and pleasure.
Eat up. We're not taking any of this shit home.
That's right.
Make a plate to go.
And you know what? Let's hear it again for Jimmy for letting us have this. Everybody here at the Donelson Pub. I'm sure they wouldn't mind a few more songs if you want to come up here and play. And Jamie, is there anything you want to say? Jamie, by the way, Jamie, how lovely girl. She's cool. Thank you all for coming tonight.
Going through my phone, deleting photos, just like that, there you were. Happy and laughing, like nothing could happen. Oh my God, how this hurts. All of the memories, all of the should-we's, the dreams of what might have been. All those regrets, so many things left unsaid. If I could just go back again. Wish I'd known the last time that we danced would be my last chance to hold you. I'd never let you go. And if I'd realized the last time that we kissed was the last time I'd taste those lips and look into your eyes, I'd have frozen every moment in my mind. I would have said goodbye, like this was gonna be the last time. All my friends say I'm doing okay. Most days, maybe they're right. I go through the motions like my heart's not broken, but I'll be damned if I know how I'm gonna get through this night. I wish I'd known the last time that we danced would be my last chance to hold you. I'd never let you go. And if I'd realized the last time that we kissed was the last time I'd taste those lips and look into your eyes, I'd have frozen every moment in my mind. I would have said goodbye, like this was gonna be the last time. Wish I could have said goodbye, like this was gonna be the last time.